Alright, we got Miss Gidget here today. She's gonna get a little bit of a trim. She's a grumbly girl. This is a Cairn Terrier. And she's just very vocal and expressive about her dislikes of everything. She does it with her mama and daddy when they try to pick her up or brush her at home. So usually just doing this will get her grumbly at me. But I'm going to go ahead and start brushing her out. And then we'll put her in the bath and then we'll finish her up after. Like I said, she had some tangles up here. Start out with the slicker to check for the tangles. I'm not really feeling any. And follow up with the comb. One small one there. Now she looks like she's going to bite, but she has never, ever bitten. She's always been just big talk and never any game. Big talk. That's what she does. Paw pads and her sanitary before the bath, but I'm going to do her nails after the bath. Hit those eye corners lightly. There's not a whole lot there. They weren't in too terribly long ago, and that's just something that I automatically do every time they come through. Hit these ears. Alright, so now I'm going to go wash her. The next time you'll see her, she'll be dry and fluffed up, and we'll start her groom. Alrighty. Back with Miss Gidget. And I know that the face looks wet, but it's not. It's just the way that it dries when it kennel dries. She's not a huge fan of the blow dryer, so I do partial blow drying, partial kennel drying. Pull in her file. I did this earlier, but I forgot. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and brush her real quick. See how the hair is now. It's because it is dry. It just needed to be brushed. And remember, as I mentioned earlier, she's real fussy. To get my guard comb attachment, and I'm using the 5/8 inch, which is the zero guard on the wall clipper attachments. And I'm just going to trim her back with this, scooping down, as you see. I'm going to go ahead and take that a little bit more than usual. And this is just what she does every time she comes. Not a big deal. Because she's not aggressive, she just makes noise. I'm just trying to blend down without following the body, because I'm going to do a longer guard comb on the skirt. This isn't exactly the breed standard cut. I mean, this is just a pet groom, but I tried to give a near aesthetic of the breed standard cut, which is a shorter back area and then a fluffier skirt and whatnot. But I am modifying it some by going down this leg. Yeah, you see, you almost fell. Come up here and get behind the ears. Gotta frame out the head. Occasionally I'll take the lead off all the way and do this really quick, but she is somewhat unpredictable. So to prevent her from accidentally falling, I just do that. Remember, from the edge of the ear is where the jawline is. So I'm basically making sure that I'm removing everything that's not a part of the face. You can see how that framed out her face a little bit more. So the E-guard, 1-inch guard comb, I'll cover across her face like this, and down the sides. Don't worry if you're not catching a whole lot of hair, you can come back and scissor it up. I hold the ear like that to make sure I don't accidentally suck the ear into the blade, because the ear is so thin, it could go in between these and go straight to the blade, which will cut her. So we're not going to try to prevent that. And so you might have to go over an area a couple of times to make sure all the hair is caught. But don't freak out too much if you can't get all the hair, because you can always come back and scissor it up. So I'm going to back brush and go back over with the O-guard, and then I'll do the E-guard on her skirt. Back brushing just makes all the hairs perk up so that when you go over it, you know you have a solid, even hair. Because sometimes you'll have hairs that are laying down and not standing up properly, so whenever you go over it the first time, it's not going to catch. You'll have to do that a couple of times sometimes. I try to limit it to 2 times back brushing, because you can get caught up and do it too long, and then you're going to run behind on the room. And try to find where the sternum is, and then you try to go to that line. Replace the cord on this clipper, but it still sometimes acts like it does not want to continue running. It just kind of cuts off a little bit. I may have to get a new motor, but we'll see. Alright, now I'm going to go to the 1 yard body lines, you're alright. She did have a couple of tangles that I missed. So I'm going to get the mat breaker and I'm going to brush that out. Now when I was mentioning earlier that she is just noisy, she's never bitten. You can't put that past a dog that's never bitten when you're doing something that you know hurts, like that mat right there you know hurts. So you can't never really tell if she's going to do something. So you always just got to be on the defensive. And go over it again. I'm probably end up scissoring most of the leg and the feet because of how she gets with that area being touched in general. I bought a gripper, and when I was in the middle of putting it on, I ripped it. I was pretty aggravated, so I wasn't going to tear it off and not have it since the majority of it's there, but it's really just getting on my nerves. I might end up taking it off. Sometimes she'll be really, really quiet and then all of a sudden let out a big yip thing that she's doing now, and it will scare me half to death. You see how she's picking up her feet? That'll help. That'll prevent you from catching the hairs. So if you pick up the opposite leg that you're trying to groom, usually the dog doesn't know what to do and they just keep that leg up, but if you have a really smart dog, they'll figure that out, and then you'll have to figure out another way to keep that other leg from going up to groom it. I hope that you can hear me talking over her making all this noise. We'll go ahead and do her face. So brushing forward with the comb. Up here on the tip of the nose and lightly trim that. I didn't take it and go down all the way down the nose, just the eye corners, and then I just like to try to clear that off of the nose so it's not like little pieces sticking out. And then I'm just going to scissor around. Don't forget where your ear is to make sure that you don't accidentally cut the ear. A personal preference of mine when I'm doing Cairn Terriers, Yorkies, stuff like that, I like to take this all the way up and make this part even to the ear. And then I'll fluff out the front of it, and so you got that fringe that hangs there, and it gets to stay, but I'm just neatening it up. So now they got a nice looking section. If you're very, very careful, you can use a curve to do the tip of the ear, but you got to make sure that you know where your ear tip is and where the blade is, because you'll cut it. And cutting an ear is no fun at all, ever. It bleeds forever, it eventually stops, and they're fine. Hopefully you don't cut it too terribly that you have to seek medical attention for. I've never experienced a ear accident that severe, so all of mine usually stop bleeding after a couple of minutes. And usually it heals just fine without any medical attention. So because I'm a right-handed person, the left or left, their right, is always a harder thing to try, in my opinion. Now I'm going to get my blenders, my thinning shear, and I'm just going to go over the corners to make sure it's all neat and clean and there's no lines. The thinning shears are also considered the groomer eraser because you can erase harsh lines and make things look a lot more natural. Getting their attention makes them prop their ears up and you can see things that need more attention. As you can see, I bumped into my camera stand. That shows how close the cameras are, or camera is. Alright, so now I'm going to do her nails real quick. She's usually really grumbly over this part too, so be expected. And then I'll do her legs and round out her feet. For the most part, some dogs have hardly anything on the back nails to trim. It really depends on their activity level. And I know she's really active by the way the back nails look. So basically my goal there is just to round it out and make it smooth. Usually she lets out a big old yip right about now. Well, she made me a liar this time. Alright, so I can brush it down, and then I'm going to fluff it up a little bit and just get that edge. And you see how it falls back down and it's pretty flat. Bless you. Up and down, and that's how you grow. If you don't already have an electric table, invest in one. It's going to be an expense up front, but it saves your back. You have to think about the doctor's visits that you go into a chiropractor and how much that costs, you know, per treatment. You'll still need your chiropractic services, but when you have a electric table, it really helps. Take a lot of pressure off of your back. And that's just who Gidget is. She's just a little loud girl. That's just what Gidget does. She likes to grumble. She likes to grumble like a baby. You have a dog that does that foot up stuff, and you can't take a guard comb or a blade down the front of the leg or the sides of the legs. Just fluff it out like that and scissor it. Just go lightly because you don't want to take off too much and have one really, really thin leg and one really fluffy leg. I've been grooming her now, but this is just what she's always done. The owners warned me day one. I guess a lot of other groomers would hear her do all this and get concerned and turn her away from grooming because they feared that she would be aggressive. And I'm not judging those groomers for doing that. But sometimes, as you see here, that's all talk and never any game. So yeah, the first couple of times I did her, I was super careful to be out of her bite range and things like that, just in case she was going to. And like I said, she never has. So I'm going to take this hammock situation and put it underneath her midsection to help hold her from sitting, because I need to grip her tail, and she likes to sit whenever I touch her tail. So this is like one of those tools that's really valuable investment. I got this off of Etsy. This lady had put the ad up, and I believe her, like the normal one was 36 inches. So I ordered the 36, and it worked on some dogs, but it just wasn't short enough for other dogs because they could still effectively sit while you did the services that you were trying to prevent them from sitting for. So I contacted the lady on the Etsy and asked her, was it possible for her to do custom orders for different lengths? And she was really cool about it, and she said sure, and asked how many inches, and I said let's go to 24 inches, which is what this guy is. And I got it, and same story. It worked for the majority, but some were still able to sit. So I contacted her one more time, and I was like, all right, let's go for a 12-incher. And so there are just some tall dogs that that works on. So it was really cool of her. I thought about maybe getting a hold of her one more time and doing some in-between lengths. So like 1.5 foot or 2.5 foot, you know. Okay. So now I'm gonna brush her out real quick. Make sure that I didn't miss any tangles. As you can see, there was one right there. Always look in the armpits. Yeah. Always check the armpits. And if it's a large tangle, don't use your comb to remove it. Get a clipper and buzz it out, or if you have a shear and you can see what you're doing, go for it. But if you can't see what you're doing in there, do not use a shear. Basically what this other little walkthrough is doing is checking for any hairs that are sticky outy, and then you can go ahead and trim them. Occasionally what I'll do with her is take and use my 5-in-1, and I'll come and grab this because it gets dirty, like brown. And so it just looks a little bit neater for it to be gone there. You gotta be careful not to take too much. If they move too much, then you're gonna make the nose bald. Itchy today. I live in the country, and my surrounding areas is pretty much a lot of swampy area and things like that, and a lot of overbrush. And because of that, the mosquitoes are really bad. And right now, me and the man are sharing a vehicle, and so I was waiting for him to come and get into the truck, and while I was waiting, the mosquitoes were having a buffet. Alright, Alright, so I have this, the Nature Specialties Quicker Slicker. This basically it's a really good detangling spray and a conditioning spray. It helps make the coat super, super soft, and it helps with the tangles and stuff like that. There are some dogs that if they're matted, I can spray that on the mat and then brush it out pretty effectively. Some mats are too far on for that, so it just goes back and forth. Alright, now I'm going to get her a bandana. Go get a bandana. Yeah. Give her the stars. Even though she's a grumpy girl, she's still a star. Yep, you're still a star. How cute you are. Yeah. And sometimes you just keep seeing things and it's like, wait, I gotta trim that too. But at some point you have to turn it off. Because they can't stay all day and you've got other clients coming.